Hi everyone. I wanted to spend time in this video sharing my reflections about living with a physical disability. Part of why I'm making this video is to equip others to express themselves to friends and family members and trying to help you be a good advocate for yourself in explaining the types of help that you need and sort of trying to fill sort of a jigsaw, so to speak, or a puzzle pieces where help is needed and it crosses to what you can't do yourself. One of the most important things that I think I could say to you is instead of being date focused, like I'm going to do this on Tuesday or Wednesday, I've reverted to having an order of priorities. So why I've done this is that it just becomes demoralizing when you don't finish a project on a given date. Now, my system's not quite that simple. Before I go to bed at night, I make a to-do list of my goals for the following day. So at least I have a game plan that starts with something. And then of course it can be switched during that day if something comes up, or if I can't get everything done, something could carry over to the next day. But generally, why I talk about not saying a specific day is for when you're working on something that's going to carry over across the span of several days. So an example from my own life, right now I'm working on my weather station and doing some upgrades to it. So this is a multi-month project. So it's sort of, instead of being focused that I want to get it done by the end of June, I have hopes of sort of finishing around the end of August, but I'm just been subdividing it in what I can accomplish in a day and at what point do I need a friend that's able-bodied to do the next step for me. And so instead of being focused on finishing on a specific day, it's getting through a group of days that finish the project off. So one way of thinking about it is I've got 5 more days work to complete for this particular project. And it's not that bad if the 5 days worth of work has to be pushed back a single day. But all of a sudden, if you think that this has to be done on August the 5th, and August 5th comes and goes and you've not completed what you're working on, it's a setback that can be avoided. It's just a different way of thinking about organizing yourself and what you're trying to accomplish in life. Another one of the really, really big tips that I would give to someone is to engage in something that challenges you. It doesn't necessarily have to be physically challenging, but to do something that you're going to be invested in that will require you to engage in a little bit of research and then have a series of steps so you're working towards completing a project. And perhaps that project could be a latch hook rug that you're making yourself. It could be a needlepoint. It could be writing a song. It could be making a 5-minute speech of your favorite topic and posting it on YouTube, or maybe even Facebook, or linking it on your Twitter account. What I'm getting at is, as you go through these types of projects, it helps you build the stamina and the will to be engaged in life. When it challenges you, it's going to help you be able to do more with your life going forward. Instead of, for example, defaulting to playing a video game or watching TV or, just streaming videos all day. I don't discount these activities, but the question to be asking yourself is if you're living your life to the fullest possible for you. If you're genuinely not sure, initially having a conversation with a nurse at your family doctor's office might be a helpful starting point. And beyond this, either talking with a social worker about structuring your days, or talking with an occupational therapist about arranging your possessions in a way that makes it less effort to complete a job, will help you be able to, that sense of satisfaction. It'll help you feel the fulfillment of a job well done. Now, I'm not telling you not to abandon a project if it's just not going well, or stopping halfway through and going a different course after learning some new information, or having tried something that's just not working out. And I've had to do this myself. But what I'm trying to get at is not setting yourself up for failure so that you have the stamina, the will, and the desire to keep going forward. I do think that there's something to be said for allowing the unexpected to happen in life. So a recent example of this would be pausing what I was working on so I could spend time with my aunt before she passes away from cancer. So at some point, there may be a more immediate need, and it may reshuffle your priorities temporarily. It's important to not lose sight of what you're trying to accomplish. I also think that there's a lot of merit in having a few people that you can talk to both online and in person about what's going on in your life. So what I mean by this is joining a group that's themed around what's wrong with your body. Or if someone's watching this video and it's mental illness, then focus on that. The idea being to brainstorm with other people that understand where you're coming from, and so their feedback becomes very, very high value, and it's effective feedback. It's kind of like you wouldn't go to a financial planner for advice about a hip. You go to a financial planner to talk to about money, budgeting, and that type of skill set. So it's the same type of thing where you're working out how to live your life, and the feedback from someone that's been in the situation will help you move forward. There does need to be a willingness to accept help. There needs to be the desire to want more for your life. And then you just kind of build on it the same way that a skyscraper goes up. Just one floor at a time, so just one change at a time. And you go at your own pace, and if needed, ask questions, especially if something doesn't feel quite right, starting to make sure that you're going the right direction when it's applicable. Anyway, these were the few things that I had on my mind, that if I met someone on the street that just had a horrible car accident, was trying to get started in life, and what now? These are the guiding principles that I would give to someone, and hope that it would make a difference over the long term. I do want to finally close with what one of the staff members at local YMCA once said to me. The individual talked about objects being in motion, wanting to stay in motion. I would encourage you to try and be proactive, and if you're starting to struggle, if the physical disability crosses over into mental health, then there's no shame in asking for help, or simply being honest with a friend where maybe it's not serious, but you're just needing to bounce some ideas off someone, or know that you're not alone in your journey. And that's sort of where the quality of friends comes from. Now, what I've just said in this video took me the better part of 8 months to figure out in 2006. What I'm getting at is give yourself the time and grace to make changes, and it's probably easier to be slow and steady than trying to make a whole bunch all at once, so you can figure out what's a good match for you and not introducing other variables of trying to change too much all at once, but really thinking through and being intentional with your life and trying to make something out of it from that stance. I hope each of you are doing well. Thanks for the time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.